The city was busy and loud. Cars honked, people talked, and the smell of fresh food filled the air. But Zara, a young poor girl, felt only hunger and pain. She walked slowly on the cold pavement, her feet bare and bruised. The old shoes she once had were in her hands, worn out and torn. She had carried them for many years, but now they were no longer good enough to wear. Zara's stomach growled loudly. She had not eaten for a long time. Her clothes were dirty and torn. The cold wind made her shiver. People walked past her without noticing. She felt invisible, small, and weak in the big city. Ahead, Zara saw a bakery. The warm light from inside made the street feel less dark. She could smell the fresh bread, soft, warm, and sweet-smelling bread that made her mouth water. The baker was busy arranging the fresh loaves in the window. Zara's heart beat fast. She wanted to buy some bread, but she had no money. She only had one thing, her old shoes. They were not worth much, but they were all she had. She looked down at the shoes, remembering the times she wore them to school, to the market, and to her little home. Now those shoes were just old and torn, but Zara hoped they could help her. She saw a man standing near the bakery. He looked very different from everyone else. He wore a clean suit and shiny shoes. His watch sparkled in the sun. He was tall and strong, and people looked at him with respect. This man was Mr. Khan, a billionaire known in the city for his wealth and power. Zara took a deep breath. Her hands trembled as she held the old shoes close to her chest. She walked slowly towards Mr. Khan, trying to be brave. "Sir," she whispered, her voice soft but clear. "Please, can I trade these shoes for some bread?" Mr. Khan looked down at the small girl holding the worn shoes. For a moment he was silent. His eyes searched her face, full of dirt and sadness. He noticed the bruises on her feet and the hunger in her eyes. Around them, people stopped and stared. The busy street became quiet for a moment. Everyone wanted to see what the rich man would do. Zara waited nervously. She knew her shoes were not valuable, but to her, they were her only treasure. Without bread, she would starve. Without shoes, she had nothing. Mr. Khan bent down and picked up the shoes. He looked closely at the worn leather, the cracked soles, and the torn laces. Then he looked back at Zara. The silence grew. No one said a word. Zara's heart pounded. Would he say yes or no? Would he be kind or cold? Finally, Mr. Khan spoke in a low voice. "Why do you want to trade your shoes for bread?" Zara's eyes filled with tears. "I am hungry. I have no money to buy food. These shoes are old, but maybe someone can use them. I just want bread to eat." Mr. Khan was quiet again. His face did not show any emotion. Then something changed in his eyes. He looked at Zara differently, not like a poor girl on the street, but like a human being with a story. Slowly, he said, "Wait here." Zara stayed still. She watched him walk into the bakery. Her heart was full of hope, but also fear. What if he didn't come back? Mr. Khan returned with a warm loaf of bread and a small bag of food. He gave them to Zara with a gentle smile. "Eat this," he said kindly. "But first, tell me your story." Zara was surprised. She did not expect kindness from a man like him. She smiled faintly and nodded. As she took the food, tears rolled down her cheeks. For the first time in a long time, she felt hope. Zara sat on the cold sidewalk, holding the warm bread in her hands. The rich man, Mr. Khan, sat beside her on the bakery steps. The busy street noises faded a little as Zara began to speak. She looked down at her hands, then slowly started her story. "I come from a small village," she said softly. "My father died when I was young, and my mother is very sick. There is no money for medicine or food. I had to come here to the city to try and find work." Mr. Khan listened carefully. He did not interrupt. He could see the pain in Zara's eyes and the tiredness in her voice. "I used to go to school," she continued, "but when we lost everything, I had to stop. I have no shoes because they broke, and I cannot afford new ones. I carry these old shoes because they remind me of better days." Zara's voice cracked as she spoke. Tears welled up in her eyes, but she tried to stay strong. Mr. Khan felt a sharp pain in his heart. He looked at the small girl who had so much courage. He wondered how life could be so hard for someone so young. Around them, some people watched quietly. Some looked away, uncomfortable. Others whispered about how lucky Zara was to meet Mr. Khan. After a moment, Mr. Khan spoke. "You have been very brave, Zara. Life has not been easy for you." Zara nodded. "I only want to help my mother and my younger brother, but it feels impossible sometimes." Mr. Khan took a deep breath. He thought about his own life, about the lucky breaks and hard work that brought him where he was today. He said quietly, "Zara, I want to help you, but you must promise me one thing. Never lose hope, no matter how hard life gets." Zara looked up surprised. "I promise." Mr. Khan smiled for the first time. "Tomorrow, come to my office. I want to meet your family and see how I can help." Zara's heart jumped. She could hardly believe her ears. But before she could say anything, Mr. Khan stood up and said, "Be careful tonight, Zara. The city can be dangerous for someone alone." Zara watched him walk away, feeling a strange mix of fear and hope. She held the bread close and whispered, "Maybe tomorrow will be better." The city lights shone brightly as Zara walked back to the small dark place she called home. She felt a small spark of hope burning inside her. Hope that maybe, just maybe, her life could change. The next morning, Zara woke up before sunrise. Her heart was full of nervous hope. She held the small loaf of bread close, thinking about the promise Mr. Khan made the night before. Zara carefully put on her old coat and wrapped her scarf around her neck. She did not have new shoes yet, but today was important. She had to meet the billionaire. The city was waking up. People hurried past her on the streets, some going to work, others to school. Zara walked carefully, her feet aching, but her spirit stronger than before. After a long walk, Zara reached a tall building with shiny glass windows. This was Mr. Khan's office. It looked big and expensive, very different from the small homes Zara knew. She took a deep breath and stepped inside. A polite woman at the reception smiled warmly and asked her to wait. Minutes later, Mr. Khan appeared. He looked friendly and kind, not the cold man Zara expected. He greeted her with a smile and said, "Zara, I'm glad you came." Zara smiled shyly. Then Mr. Khan asked, "Where is your family? I want to meet them too." Zara nodded and told him they lived in a small room nearby. Mr. Khan quickly made a call and arranged for a car to take Zara and her family to the office. When Zara's mother and younger brother arrived, they looked tired and worried. But as soon as they saw Mr. Khan, their faces changed. Mr. Khan sat with them and listened carefully to their problems, about the sickness, the struggles to find food, and the hard times they faced every day. He promised to help pay for the mother's medicine and to provide food for the family. He also said Zara could start working in his company so she could earn money and study at the same time. Zara's eyes filled with tears. She could not believe this was happening. From the streets, barefoot and hungry, to a chance at a new life. It felt like a dream. But Mr. Khan said something that made Zara think deeply. "This is only the beginning. You must work hard and never forget where you came from." Zara nodded. She wanted to prove herself worthy of his kindness. As Zara and her family left the tall building, their hearts were full of hope and new dreams. But the road ahead was not easy. There were still many challenges waiting, and the city with all its lights and shadows watched silently. After that day, Zara's life started to change, but not in the way she expected. She began working at Mr. Khan's company. The building was big and full of people who wore neat clothes and spoke quickly. Zara felt nervous and out of place. Her hands were rough from hard days, and her old shoes made her feet hurt. Her new job was not easy. She had to learn many things she never knew before. Sometimes she made mistakes, and some people laughed quietly when she tried to speak. But Zara did not give up. Every morning she woke up early and worked hard. She wanted to make her family proud and show Mr. Khan that he had made the right choice. At home, things were still difficult. Her mother's illness was serious, and the medicine helped only a little. Zara's younger brother missed school because he had to help their mother. Zara wished she could do more, but she was only one person. Sometimes late at night she cried silently, afraid that all her efforts would not be enough. One day, a problem came from an unexpected place. Some workers at the company started to whisper about Zara. They said she was just a poor girl and didn't belong there. Zara heard the rumors. It hurt her deeply, but she kept working quietly. She did not want to fight with anyone. She only wanted to prove herself with her work. Mr. Khan noticed what was happening. One afternoon he called Zara to his office. "Zara," he said kindly, "don't listen to those who judge you by where you came from. You have strength and courage. Keep going no matter what." Zara felt a new fire inside her. She promised herself she would not stop, even if the world seemed against her. But what she didn't know was that bigger challenges were coming. Challenges that would test her heart and her hope in ways she never imagined. The city's bright lights hid many secrets, and Zara was about to face one of them. Days passed, but Zara's life was far from easy. She continued working hard at the company and taking care of her family. Yet, the city's harsh realities never left her side. One evening, Zara was walking home from work. The streets were quieter, and the cold wind blew softly through the empty lanes. Her feet hurt, but she kept moving forward, thinking about her mother's medicine and her brother's school fees. Suddenly, she heard footsteps behind her, fast and heavy. She looked back and saw two men approaching quickly. Fear gripped her heart. She tried to walk faster, but her tired legs slowed her down. The men caught up and blocked her path. "What are you doing here alone, little girl?" One man sneered. Zara's voice trembled. "Please, I'm just going home." The men laughed cruelly. Zara's mind raced. Should she scream? Run? But the street was empty. Just then, a car pulled up beside them. The driver rolled down the window. It was Mr. Khan. "Leave her alone," he said firmly. The men glared but quickly stepped back. Mr. Khan got out, his eyes serious. He walked over to Zara and gently held her hand. "Are you okay?" Zara nodded, tears streaming down her face. Mr. Khan looked around and said, "This city can be dangerous, Zara. That's why I want to protect you." From that day, Mr. Khan arranged for Zara's family to move to a safer place. He also made sure Zara had someone to walk with her when she left work. Though the danger was real, Zara felt a new sense of safety. But she knew the city's shadows were deep, and not all threats were so easy to see. Something was coming, something that would shake Zara's world even more. Life was slowly getting better for Zara and her family. The new home was safe, and Zara's job was steady. But some questions in her heart remained unanswered. One afternoon, while cleaning the attic of their new home, Zara found an old, dusty box. Curious, she opened it carefully. Inside were letters, photos, and a small, worn-out diary. She took the diary and sat down. As she read, she discovered something shocking. This diary belonged to her mother, and it told a story Zara never knew. Her mother had once worked for a wealthy family. She wrote about kindness and betrayal, about a lost child, and about a promise that was never kept. Zara's heart pounded. Could this be the reason her family had to struggle? Was there a connection between her past and Mr. Khan? That evening, Zara showed the diary to Mr. Khan. His face changed when he saw the pages. He looked sad but also thoughtful. "Zara," he said quietly, "this story, it is connected to my family. I didn't know until now." Zara looked at him, eyes wide with surprise. Mr. Khan explained that years ago, his family had made a mistake, and it affected Zara's mother deeply. "I want to make things right," he promised. Zara felt hope and fear mixing inside her. The past was catching up, and the truth was about to change everything. After the secret was revealed, everything changed for Zara and Mr. Khan. Mr. Khan worked hard to fix the mistakes his family had made in the past. He helped Zara's mother get the best medical care and promised to support Zara's family forever. Zara felt a weight lift from her heart. The pain of the past was still there, But now she had hope for the future. She started going to school again, with Mr. Khan's support. Every day she learned new things, and her confidence grew. Her family was happy in their new home, safe and together. But most importantly, Zara and Mr. Khan built a strong friendship based on trust and respect. On a bright morning, Zara looked out of her window, holding the old shoes she once wanted to trade for bread. She smiled softly. Those shoes were a symbol, not of poverty, but of courage, hope, and a new beginning. The story shows that even from the hardest times, a better life can grow. And sometimes the smallest acts of kindness can change everything.